Good morning. You're watching the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show on not just another channel, Camnet TV. I'm your host. My name is Precious Zambias. Thank you for taking this time to actually join us on this specific show. Now, we all know that when the breakfast show comes through, we're here to update you on what has been happening in the course of the week when it comes to current affairs and also the news that you missed out on. A whole lot of stuff fully packed just for you to make sure that you start your weekend. Now, there has been a lot of talks. One of them that caught my attention is actually at what amount the debt stands at, which is about 14.48 billion United States dollars compared to what was being said by the former government, which is the Patriotic Front. So a whole lot of talks have been going on between the stakeholders and also the citizenry and stuff like that. And also not forgetting the COVID-19 relaunch of the COVID-19 vaccination. So there has been talks of everyone being vaccinated. At least the target is having 70% of the population vaccinated. And also not forgetting Mr. Boman Nusamba will be in court soon for alleged assault. Not forgetting Simon Moalen is also in court for cyberbullying. Okay, so there's a whole lot of things that has been happening. I'll be giving you details in the story that I've mentioned and more to come. Not forgetting our topic for discussion for today. Our topic of discussion for today is based on the COVID-19 vaccination. We've had this discussion before, but I feel that we have become very reluctant. It's a good thing that yesterday's COVID-19 update, we didn't record any deaths, which is progress. And also there has been talks of how safe the COVID vaccine is, and also how other countries that have decided to take up the COVID vaccination serious, the COVID-19 reports have been lessened. So we're hoping that we are headed that direction. So I'm asking you as an individual, have you gotten your COVID-19 vaccination? Give a reason for your answer. Yes, if you have, congratulations. If you haven't, why? Okay, and also let's get into, do you think more sensitization has been done on the COVID-19 vaccination, apart from it being relaunched in different parts of the country and having different centers for the COVID-19 vaccination? So now remember that you can actually come through on our Facebook platform, or you can actually call us on 0968-675-273, or get to our Facebook platform, which is Camnet TV, comment, and we'll gladly read out your comments. Now, quickly getting into the starter for the breakfast show, let's get into the morning boost, where we get to stretch our muscles and make sure that we boost our immune as we start our day. I'll be back with the conversation on the other side. Good morning.
It's a beautiful morning and I welcome you to Morning Boost. I'm so glad that you've tuned in and hope you had a great night. So let's do some workouts this morning and we're going to have a great time. So we're going to start with a warm-up and then make some aerobics movements for today. Okay, ready? Let's go. A beautiful morning to everybody and welcome to Morning Boost. Let's go. Go. And the V step now. Let's go. Last V step. Back to step touch. V step. Let's go. Let's go. And marching. And 4, 3, 2, step touch, go. Bring in your hands now. Let's go. Let's go. Just a quick workout in the morning, not a full-fledged workout, no. Keep going, and 4, 3, 2, hamstring, go. Four, 3, 2, step touch. 4, 3, 2, and hamstring. And 4, 3, 2, step touch. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Keep going, stay at it. Go. Easy basic workouts for the morning. And marching. Skip, jump now, go. Let's go, skip. Try this. Even if you feel heavy in your body, you can do this. Let's go. There's always a first time. You may struggle, but it's doable. Let's go. And 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Change now. Let's go. Very easy for a morning workout. Lift your knee very high. Go. Let's go. Stay at it. Stay at it. We're going to bring in a kick now from a knee high to a kick. Go. Go. Let's go. Let there be a blood circulation on your legs so that you don't have that numbness you feel at times. Kick. 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 Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Straight kicks now. Go. Straight kicks. Go in the sides. Okay. Keep going. Almost done with our 5 minutes workout. Knee high. Try this every morning. It's going to do wonders to your body. Let's go. We're almost there. All right, team. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. This is Isaac Matza, your presenter. I'm going to see you next time at the same time. And have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.
Welcome back. Hope you've managed to stretch 1 or 2 muscles in your body, and also don't forget the most important meal of the day, which is breakfast. For those of you that don't get to manage to eat in the morning, at least have a light meal. It might be a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or some porridge. We have got some grown-up cereal, or maybe some cornflakes for those that don't want to have the whole English breakfast like some people that I know. And we have got different people that actually eat breakfast depending on the times. Okay, as for me, it depends how my previous night was. If I ate something before going to bed, I'll probably wake up with hunger but not very hungry, so I'll probably just make a cup of tea. But then if I ate around 18 to 19, somewhere there, then I'll probably be hungry and have a heavy meal in the morning before I get to work. Others get to eat after 10. They've got some rules. They can't eat before 6, or they can't eat after 6. Others it's complicated, different eating patterns, but just remember to always have something in the morning. And also don't forget to grab a fruit, okay? At least in a week, eat fruits, at least, if possible, every day. But if you don't have the time or don't have a way to eat fruits every day, you can have it 3 times in a week. Grab an apple, grab a banana, a watermelon, some pineapples, just to make sure that you're healthy. Don't wait for you to be on the sick bed for you to have those fruits. So make sure that you're just healthy and you're healthy. So now quickly getting into what made noise in the course of the week, which I mentioned before when we just started the show, which is Zambia's debt standing at 14.48 now during time in Parliament. The Vice President actually mentioned that from the private and public lenders, from the Chinese, actually the debt stands at 14.48. So there's a whole lot of talks that has been going on to why the amount is that much, and also how it actually increased from 2011 until date. So there has been talks, and we're waiting to hear how that's going to be sorted out. So the consolidated figures will be concluded soon, and we'll hear how the economy is going to be revived from that. And also not forgetting, there was some noise of a student that invented an aircraft. And also he mentioned to say if this was if it was to be funded, that's some job creation that we're talking about. Not forgetting small-scale farmers being told on how to being a plan being put down on how they can be farming cotton, because it's not contributing to the GDP, the percentage that it's supposed to be contributing. A whole lot of things from the farming sector, the agriculture sector as well, and not forgetting other things that made headlines. There was a gunshot. Someone died. Phones were stolen. Money was stolen, which is on a very sad note. 2 toll gate collectors were actually raped by some unknown criminals, which is still under investigation. And not forgetting, one thing that caught my attention in the course of last month actually is the Faith Msonda story. We're still waiting for the conclusion and what has been found. So we wait to hear on that as well. Now, quickly just getting into our topic of discussion for today, which is the COVID-19 vaccination. Have you been vaccinated? Give a reason for your answers, 0968-675-273, or you can get to our Facebook platform and we can get the discussion from there. So let's just get into our first story, which is at what amount the Zambia debt stands at.
I now would like to specifically address the issue of the Chinese debt. That has drawn a lot of interest in the local and international media, including the recently published report by China Africa Research Institute, CARI. As I indicated, the total publicly granted and non-granted external debt stock is 14.67 billion as at end of June 2021. Of this amount, 5.75 billion US dollars is owed to Chinese creditors. The breakdown of this is 4.27 billion US dollars owed by central government to Chinese creditors. 1.34 billion US dollars is owed by state-owned enterprises, including ZESCO, on facilities guaranteed by central government, while the balance of 139.60 million US dollars is owed by ZESCO on the Chinese facilities that were not guaranteed by central government. Of course, debt metrics change from quarter to quarter.
Well, welcome back. Now, there was, before I get into this story, I think that was 2 days ago, if not 3 days ago, it should be 2 days ago, when social media was down. Okay, personally, I know that I wasn't the only one whose life somehow was on standby. Okay, there was all restarting their phones, deleting applications and installing again, trying to figure out what was going on. Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram were down. Okay, these other social media networks were on. So there was, I think it was for about 4 to 5 hours, if I'm not mistaken, that was in some countries. In the States, it was still running, but part of some African countries, the social media network was actually down. So that actually made us realize how attached we are to our phones. Okay, so let's just quickly get into this story and the reason why it happened.
With the digitalization of the world, technology has created one global village. In this, WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram are some of the most popular used applications online to reach out to billions of people in a second. These applications are used for many purposes, such as business, entertainment, and academic purposes. But users of these platforms were forced to one of the major blackouts of about 7 hours. While these social media platforms are mostly used by the youths, the business aspect is a huge part of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. But 4th October 2021, the world was brought to a standstill due to technical issues, as explained in a statement by Facebook owner. Back home in Zambia, the first thing that came to people's minds is that government has failed the Zambian people by shutting down internet. Some people spoken to have expressed divergent views on this.
It's a blackout of the internet, specifically Facebook and WhatsApp, was way too disturbing. So like on my part, I was supposed to send work reports and some tutorial work to some students. I do teach some students. I teach mathematics, so I do online lessons. I was supposed to send them some work, but then I couldn't.
It really affect me as a student because it actually brought a positive thing to me, because I was really focused on school matters than being on social media. Social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp are just for like communication. As a youth, I just use that for communication. If I need help, I would ask, but then in matters of studying, I would use the internet, so it didn't really affect me.
Meanwhile, all eyes were on the Zambia Information Communications Technology Authority ZICTA, who have explained that what happened was beyond them, calling on the creation of domestic servers to avoid such occurrences in the future.
Problem happened in the US somewhere. There's a device called Border Gateway Protocol, which controls actually the routing of traffic. And that device stopped working. So at one point it was shut down. So what happened is that users could not access the Facebook sites, the WhatsApp, and Instagram. So that's what happened. In fact, Facebook did even issue a statement, Honorable Minister, to that effect. So this did not happen in Zambia, and obviously the only thing we can do is to make sure that the networks are up and running. But some of the things which happen outside Zambia are beyond our control. We must be aware that there's a new technology which is called cloud computing. So cloud computing means that these services are usually hosted out of the country. And when something happens in those countries, on those servers, there's a country who've got no way of ensuring that we store services. Maybe if you look at the current cyber laws, that's why we've been encouraging the localization of services within the country so that we may have control over such kind of things.
And Minister in charge of Technology and Science, Felix Mutati, has assured the public that Zambia is on course with regards to its internet connectivity.
Fault was external. It happened, outside Zambia, and Facebook has issued a statement that they're responsible for the fault. And the assurance that we can give the people of Zambia is that our systems are supervised by ZICTA, are intact. So there should be no worries.
While we cannot quantify how much has been lost by the Zambian users of Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp, Facebook shares are estimated to have plunged by 5%. Sharon Kalimbola, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show. Now, getting into one thing that happened yesterday at the courts, drama characterized actually at the High Court Friday afternoon during the Lucas Changala and the Patriotic Front cadre who was brutally beaten by some UPND cadres. Now the High Court, on the High Court grounds after they accused him of murdering a UPND member only identified as Yoram Muyeta during the 12th August 2021 general elections. Now, for those that are very sensitive, this was actually really bad, and we know that violence actually characterized during the 12th August general elections. There was a whole lot of people that were being beaten, lives were being lost, and we're hoping that this doesn't happen at the parliamentary election that's yet to happen in Petaoke district. Let's take a look at this.
This chap is a criminal.
Friday afternoon, a gunshot was fired at the Lusaka High Court after some suspected United Party for National Development members attacked a Patriotic Front member, Lucas Shangala, who they accused of murdering a man identified as Yoram Muyeta. The gunshot was fired to dispense the UPND members after security at the court fought battles with them as they tried to take Shangala to safety. This commotion all started when the UPND members went to attend the Mandevu parliamentary election petition, where the election of Christopher Shakafuswa of the PF is being challenged by Aaron Mulope, the losing UPND candidate. The party members accused Shangala of murdering Muyeta during the 12th August 2021 general elections. The members who saw Shangala at court after he went to offer his solidarity to Mr. Shakafuswa did not hesitate to waste any time as they quickly pounced on him.
The guy killed a UPND member when they were putting the billboard. Shakafuso is protecting these are criminals. They removed my teeth.
Meanwhile, the police have confirmed their arrest.
Today at the High Court, there was an incident around 13-20 hours where cadres who had gone to give solidarity to their losing candidate from UPND was petitioning the results of the parliamentary election of Honorable General Shakafuswa, identified a PF cadre by the name of 8208 Mandevu Compound, also a media personnel of Honorable Shakafuswa, to be one of the who was identified as one of the suspects involved in the murder of Yoram Muyeta, who later was been killed by suspected PF cadre on the 19th of July 2021, around 1450 hours in the Mandevu compound. The cadres, upon seeing him, they pounced on him, and quick action by police saved him from being injured. The same suspect was later taken to Emerson police station, and where is currently detained the station is handling the matter.
Miriam Kaimba reporting for Camnet TV News.
Now, getting into another item that happened in the course of the week, businessman and also Facebook blogger Simon Mwaleni was arrested for cyberbullying Mr. Silalungu. There's a whole lot of stocks. He actually went live on Facebook and I would target defamation and stuff like that. So he has been going back and forth, and also not forgetting that he was granted a 50,000 kwacha bail. But then there's a whole lot of story of how that happened. Let's get into the details in this story.
Saved by the bail, Lusaka businessman Simon Mwewa will not have to spend his night in sales after the court declined to vacate the 50,000 kwacha bail in his own recognizance that it granted him on Thursday, following an application that was made by the state Friday morning that Mr. Mwewa's bail was not readily granted. Lusaka Magistrate Crispin Apungeni ruled that the case which Mr. Mwewa has been charged with is misdemeanor and any court could have granted him bail. Mr. Mwewa, who failed to take his plea Friday morning after the matter was sent back for reallocation, is alleged to have on his Facebook page published a post alleging that the Chawama lawmaker Tasila Lungu, who is also daughter to former head of state Edgar Lungu, was being investigated for the suspicious purchase of a bank together with all its assets worth 3 million kwacha. He stands charged with the offense of libel contrary to Section 191 and that of cyberbullying contrary to Section 71 of the Cybersecurity and Cybercrime Act No. 2 of 2021. Earlier, when the matter was called for plea, the private prosecutor, hired by Mr. Silalungu, Makebi Zulu, applied that the magistrate rescue himself from presiding over the case because of the questionable manner in which he granted Mr. Mwewa bail on Thursday late afternoon. Mr. Zulu submitted in his application that there was no formal application for bail on record and that the prosecution was not available in chambers when the case came up. He further submitted that his client, Tasila Lungu, was concerned because the bench warrant was returnable on the 8th of October 2021 and was not aware of the Thursday proceedings in which bail was granted in chambers in the absence of the state. In delivering a ruling, the magistrate rescued himself from the case, citing the earlier allegations made by the Chawama lawmaker through Mr. Zulu, questioning the court the manner in which Mr. Mwewa's bail was granted. Mr. Mwewa, who is also a politician according to the court's indictment regarding his occupation, is expected to appear before court on Monday next week for reallocation of his case and possible plea. Miriam Kaemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
So, just so you know, the Cybersecurity and Cybercrime Bill is actually was implemented. So just be careful what you say on social media and who you say it to. One of the social media influencers actually dragged one of the people to the police for cyberbullying, and she got herself a 20,000 kwacha. So just be careful whose post you are playing around on. Just let's quickly get into a short break. We'll be back after this.
Africa is rising to a new dawn of integrity and accountability. Are you tired of being swindled or buying fake or illegal properties? Would you like to sell or buy genuine property? Would you like to list your property on both local and international market? Don't waste your time. Call the professionals, the SGK Properties on +260 762 166 018. SGK Properties. Your business assurance is our priority.
I'm Deborah Lukalu, all the way from South Africa. You are watching Camnet channel, not just another channel. God bless you. Stay tuned.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. You're watching the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show. Our topic of discussion today is on the vaccination. Have you been vaccinated? Get in touch with us on 0968675273. Now, quickly getting back to stories that made headlines. One of them that I was very much impressed with is that we'll soon have a toll-free line for domestic workers. Now, there has been different news items from different provinces and also different districts on how some domestic workers have been abused, okay, by foreign industries or foreign companies, or a majority of them which are owned by the Chinese. The other story that we ran some time back is where they were not given proper food, and also the working conditions were, lack of better term, pathetic. So there is a project in the pipelines where we'll have a toll-free line for domestic workers where they can call if they're being abused and also if the labor laws are not being followed. So one of them that attracted this story item is as of yesterday.
Estimates from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security in Zambia indicate that there are more than 97,000 domestic workers in the country whose jobs can be broken down into gardening, housekeeping and babysitting. However, records from the same ministry show that these workers are often paid below the minimum wage of 840 kwacha per month. They are also often reportedly physically abused, denied leave days, and are also subject to sexual harassment, among other injustices. Zambia is signatory to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, with goal number 8 hoping to achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all by 2030. The current working conditions for domestic workers in Zambia, however, do not show that the country is on the right track to achieving this goal. It is in this vein that Minister of Labour and Social Security Ms. Brenda Tambatamba says the ministry under the new administration will embark on new reforms to improve the working conditions of domestic workers. She was speaking during the commemoration of the Day for Decent Work with the focus on domestic workers. The minister asked that the new administration will also embark on revising minimum wages for different sectors to address challenges they are facing.
The Ministry of Labour and Social Security has established a call center where any of the ill-treated, underpaid and abused domestic workers should report, or cases of this nature should be reported. My ministry will ensure that such cases are investigated and dealt with in accordance with the provisions of the law. I also urge domestic workers to refrain from taking the law into their own hands. They should instead report any issues of ill treatment, abuse, to the necessary authorities.
International Labour Organization ILO country representative Mr. George Okutho has suggested introducing written contracts for domestic workers to ensure that agreements are binding. Meanwhile, Federation for Free Trade Unions in Zambia, FTTUZ President Mr. Chingati Msiska, in an interview, says the reforms will help in making domestic workers less vulnerable.
We have laws, and very good laws, and we have these policies on paper, but we want to believe that this time around they are going to be actualized and everyone else is going to benefit. You know, a domestic worker should not be marginalized, and those are matters that are of concern, because basically without a domestic worker, there is no work output.
The meeting was attended by various representatives from the labor movement. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Now, getting into our next story item, I didn't know that Zambia actually farms cotton. Okay, I feel like our agriculture sector has focused more on farming maize, cassava, I don't know about the rice farm, wheat, soya beans, sunflower. I didn't know about cotton. Okay, but now we are trying to get into that because every sector needs to contribute a certain amount of percentage when it comes to the GDP, the gross domestic product. So now there has been talks on how they can actually prepare the farmers on how they can farm their cotton so that the production, the exportation can actually improve. Here's a story item.
Zambia's development agenda places importance on the need to diversify away from copper exports in order to increase revenue streams for the country. One of the potential cash crops, often referred to as the white gold, is cotton, which players in this sector, however, feel is not being supported enough in the country. Zambia joins the rest of the world in commemorating Cotton Day on 7th October of every year, as it highlights the potential that this crop has in boosting economies of less developed countries' LCDs, as well as creating mass employment opportunities. The Cotton Board of Zambia CBZ feels that value should be added to cotton if it is to benefit the country fully. In a phone interview with Camnet News, CBZ Senior Inspector Mr. Nyambekwa Lombota says if fully supported, this sector could also help in eradicating rural poverty, as this sector is dominated by small-scale farmers.
The cotton sector is one that actually, you see, if we value added, there is a possibility that we can have a lot of employment created, because if you look at spinning alone, spinning demands a lot of labor. So we can create a lot of labor, of jobs for our youth who are coming out of the colleges, universities, and then other training institutions. And possibly if we go to value addition, also if you look at that actual value addition, where we have the Afro as well as maybe African coming, those are in the factories which employ people in mass.
Mr. Kwalombota further says there is need to fully support this sector, as it has not been doing well since 2012, mainly due to low prices. He, however, says this narrative can be changed if value is added to it. Meanwhile, Small-Scale Farmers Development Agency SAFADA Director Mr. Bowen Mobwe says despite its potential to produce more, the country is only producing about 55,000 metric tons of cotton per year.
So if the farmers were well trained and well supported, I'm sure our farmers were going to do much better in cotton production than other crops. Maybe cotton could be the second crop after soybeans, and I'm sure Zambia was going to produce more for processing industries in the world. It's not doesn't augur well to export raw materials such as cotton, take it to England or whichever country, South Africa, they process it there into cotton wool, and then it comes back to Zambia. I think it's economically not sound, because we are exporting much income to those countries that are processing, and buying the same finished product at a very high cost.
The players in the agriculture sector have also welcomed plans by the new administration to revamp Mulungushi Textiles in Kabwe, saying the revamping and creation of more textile industries is key to reviving the cotton industry. Zipora Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Now, Zambia Revenue Authority has a new Commissioner General, Mr. Dingani Banda, who has taken over from Mr. Chanda. Now, Mr. Chanda's contract was terminated as of yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So we have a new ZRA commissioner. I would say that he did quite a number of things. I saw an article actually on social media on the type of projects that he ventured into at the Zambia Revenue Authority from the time that he became Commissioner General. Well, he's been wished all the best in his future endeavors. So those are some of the stories that have been trending in the course of the week. Hope you have been updated on what you missed on, and we're hoping that you get your COVID-19 vaccination. Now, for those of you that are actually very doubtful about the COVID-19 vaccination, just before I pack my bags, it's a very interesting experience. I have gotten my COVID-19 vaccination. I got my first dose. I was very skeptical about it, but when you get to the COVID center, if you are not very sure of what you're getting yourself into, the best is to consult. Okay, there are desks where you can get the information that you need and also all the queries that you have. There will be a form that you need to sign your details on, and then afterwards there's one where you get the just one off dose, or you get the 2 doses with the AstraZeneca. So you get to have the information that you need before you get the COVID-19 vaccination. Now, there has been a weird thing that happened to me is that when I got my second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine, I actually went to do my hair the same day, and the lady that was doing my hair at the salon actually got a magnet and tried to put it where the injection of the COVID-19 was actually injected from, to say no, there has been talks in the community to say that it has got some magnet. There's a chip that they put in you when you get the COVID-19 vaccination, so wherever you will go, they will know what you're up to, what you're eating and stuff like that. That is a myth. Okay, that is false. That is false information. So if you don't have proper information about the COVID-19 vaccination, the best that you can do is walk to a health center that is actually giving the COVID-19 vaccination. Before you get the vaccination, you can consult. Okay, consult on the side effects. Of course, there are side effects depending on your immune system. My first dose, my side effects was very funny actually. I was eating a lot, okay, and I had fatigue. Of course, you will have a painful arm at some point because of the injection, and also then you know the medication is actually working. So if you are skeptical about it, get the information that you need before you get your COVID-19 vaccination. But what I'm rooting for is that we should all be vaccinated so that we can at least be part of the 70% of the population that should be vaccinated in the country, and also lessen on the COVID-19 cases. We're thankful, we thank God that the past COVID-19 report, we didn't record any deaths, and the cases were less than 50. We're talking of 30, okay, out of 1,000 tests that were being conducted. So if you are ready to get your COVID-19 vaccination, just walk to your nearest health center that's actually have that section, and if you need any consultation, you need to do so. They'll tell you also if you feel anything, if the side effects are severe, what you can do is go back to the health center so that they can help you with that. So get the right information before you get vaccinated if you are skeptical about it. Well, on that note, we've come to the end of the breakfast show. Remember that you need to follow the 5 golden rules. Okay, always sanitize your hands or wash them with soap. Wear a mask. Avoid crowded places. If you are to sneeze, sneeze in your elbow, and also keep a distance of at least 1 meter if you are to actually interact with people. Stay safe and have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me.